For the first time since 1994, the Republic of the Gambia has submitted its first state report on the African Charter on Human and People's Rights to the African Commission, as well as its initial report on the African Charter on the Rights of Women in Africa at the 64th Ordinary Session of the Commission in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt. The Gambia had not submitted any report over the past 25 years. This report constituted a combined report for all the previous 12 reports due for submission. The delegation to Egypt was led by the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Honorable Abubakar Tambedo. Ismaila Sonko has more.
The Republic of the Gambia has achieved a historical milestone yesterday for the first time since 1994. It submitted its four-step report on the African Charter on Human and People's Rights to the African Commission, as well as its initial report on the African Charter on the Rights of Women in Africa, Nepeto Protocol, at the 64th Ordinary Section of the Commission in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt. Pursuant to Article 62 of the African Charter, all state parties are expected to submit a report of their human rights situation to the Commission every 2 years. Since the Gambia had not submitted any report over the past 25 years, this report constituted a combined report for all the previous 12 reports due for submission. In presenting the report, the Attorney General highlighted the human rights challenges of the Gambia since 1994, which provided the backdrop and context of the 25 years old backlog of its reporting obligation to the Commission. He elaborated on the key constitutional and legislative, institutional, and policy reform currently being undertaken by the government of the Gambia. Attorney General and Minister of Justice Bokar Tambedo headed a 6-man government delegation consisting of the Solicitor General Chorne Marina, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Health, Mohamed Jede, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Women and Children and Social Welfare, Boludiba, the Deputy Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, Jere Sanyang, and State Council Bafo Jem. Also in attendance from the Gambia were the chairperson of a commissioner of the newly established National Human Rights Commission of the Gambia, Mr. Manuel D. Juf and Mr. Juni Drame respectively. Reporting for iAfrica TV, this is Ismaila Sonko.